let them eat cake. More for me. I'm going to eat it up, and I'm going to eat it up. Don't worry. Let me eat a piece. You may be asking yourself, why does this random girl on the internet think she can tell me how to be single? I was in relationships for about 20 to 21 months roughly of my life. The rest of that I have spent single. And I have learned a lot of things since being single. The first one being you have to enjoy your alone time. And if you don't enjoy your alone time, you have to start doing things by yourself, because that's the only way to learn how to truly love yourself. And that was something that I feel like it took me quite some time to figure out, because I was like always so afraid to do stuff by myself because I was embarrassed. But once I got over that embarrassment, that feeling of embarrassment, which is literally like, embarrassment is not real. I'm convinced it's just like a figmentation of your imagination. You only get embarrassed if you allow yourself to get embarrassed. Your emotions are a guide. Don't let them make you think that you're something that you're not, you know? Use them as a guide. One thing that also it took me a really long time to learn is that you can start to enjoy being single by simply do something today that will reward you for tomorrow. And that for me has been going to the gym since I was like in 8th grade. The gym has always made me feel like I was doing something for myself, and it reinforced that self-love for me. It has literally been part of who it's like a, I don't want to say a core value, but it kind of is. Like, it's part of what I have done my whole life, it feels like, because I've always been involved in sports and things like that. But it wasn't until I started like going out of my way to do something for myself for however long it was. Sometimes it was an hour, sometimes it was 2 hours, sometimes it was three, sometimes it was one, sometimes it was 5 minutes. Like, it doesn't have to even be at the gym. It was just like doing something for myself, and stop being so hard on myself, because I felt like I was going after all of these guys who just remind me of a broken record. Okay. Guys who I knew weren't going to lead me to what I want in a man. They were just pushing me away further from my soulmate. And honestly, I feel at peace right now being single, because I know that during this time I'm honest with myself, and you have to be honest with yourself, because during this time I've been honest with myself and there's things that I need to work on. And I don't think right now it would be reasonable for me to be in a relationship, because I'm graduating college in like 3 weeks. There's just no time. Like, I literally feel like I had never have any time to do anything, because I'm like literally every single hour I'm doing something is scheduled. I'm working on something. I'm going to class. I'm at the gym. I'm live streaming, doing something for school. Like, I'm podcasting. It could be so many things, and I just feel like I have my whole life scheduled out. And if you do that, it's because you're probably trying to avoid yourself. And like, I'm also super super busy right now, just because I am like trying to build a following on my social media platforms, and to some people that might be embarrassing to do that on at your hometown. But like, somebody that I love, like, I was dating somebody and they didn't really like whenever I would post or like go live, even though they were the ones who encouraged it. It was just weird, because like, they just wanted to isolate me and control me. But you have to be in control of your own emotions and have to realize the things that you actually want. And once you realize what you actually want, the list of like who you would actually fit with your life becomes a lot smaller and narrow. And yeah, sometimes like it can be fun to just like flirt and talk to guys or girls, whatever. If you get too caught up in that, you can get anxiously attached. If you actually really do respect yourself, why are you entertaining some of these people? Like, why are you giving these people the time of day whenever you know that that's not what you really want? And people will blatantly say that to me. They're like, oh yeah, like, I'll be having conversations with random people and they're like, oh yeah, I don't really want to date them. Like, I just like them for right now. And I just observe that, because at one point or another, I might have been like that in my like teenage years. I honestly don't even know. But that's something like you have to be honest with yourself. I mean, at least they're honest. At least they're honest about it. Hopefully they're not lying to the other person about it. But you don't have to worry about anybody. Like, this is your time. This is your time to shine, okay? Like, you do not have to worry about somebody else, and that is a blessing, okay? You don't have to worry about anyone else but yourself. And you don't know how long that's going to last. And during this time, you should be doing everything in your power to better yourself, better your relationship with your friends, with your family, work on the things that need to get worked on, heal the parts of you that have been left broken, heal those traumas, fix those wounds, do what you have to do, because that person is coming and that person doesn't want you to change. They're going to love you exactly for you, but a lot of us don't want to wait because we feel alone. But there's a difference between being alone and feeling lonely. I'm alone right now, okay? I go on solo dates. I go like on little coffee dates by myself. Sometimes I'll go get lunch by myself. That was like something that took me like actually a long time to get over, because these were things that are out of my comfort zone, because I always felt I wanted somebody to do that with me. Because yeah, I mean, it's nice to go on a date, but also if you don't have that foundation of who you are by yourself, then how can you know what you really want? Because if you don't know what you want, then how do you think somebody else is going to know what you want? Like, they literally are not going to read your mind. Like, as much as we want them to, they're not going to read your mind. They're not telepathic as much as we wish they were. Like, it's true. They're not going to know what you're talking about half the time. And it's unfortunate you're single for this time period, because it's a time of possibly discomfort, but also you get to learn so much about yourself. So why are you not seizing this moment as an amazing opportunity to reach your highest potential without anybody having to text good morning to? Like, honestly, it seems like the best thing in the world to me. It took me quite some time to feel this way. And I mean, yes, I did go through a breakup a few months ago, and like, I'm enjoying being single because it's healing. Like, I'm learning so much more about myself. I learned so much about myself in every single stage of life, and it's just a part of growing. It's a beautiful thing to be single. Some people stay single their whole lives because they want to, and that's also a choice. Like, you just have to be firm in your choice and like know your boundaries and set the standard for what you really want in your future, because if you don't set the standard now, people are not going to respect you. I know it's like they say the right one will come whenever it comes, but I mean, they will. Like, it's stupid and it's the worst thing to hear, but sometimes you have to hear the hard truths, and that is one of them. Like, literally, there are people who are micro cheating, okay? Like, I don't even know if you know what that is. I didn't know what that was until today. Actually, whenever I was on the phone with a friend, like, this guy had texted me and like slid up on my story. Yeah, I tried to like hit you up a few years ago, but you just blew me off. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And he was like, what did he say? He was like, well, yeah, we can be friends now, but the reason I'm not interested, he was like, well, what if I'm not interested anymore? I'm like, okay, well, we can just be friends or never speak again. Like, eat whatever you want. Doesn't matter to me. And he was like, well, the reason I'm not interested is because I have a girlfriend now. And that's the reason. And I was like, oh, interesting. That's weird. Um, I was just like, this feels weird. This felt like a weird conversation because, number one, why are you sliding up on a random girl's story that you don't really know? Because I don't even know, like, I don't even have a face to the guy on who this guy is. Like, I don't even have a face to the name. Because he like slid up on a Snapchat post that I posted, and it was just a very weird encounter. And then my friend was like, no, I literally saw on TikTok, like, that is like a form of micro cheating. So that's another thing. You don't have to worry about getting micro cheated on, because I guess a small variation of kind of insinuating that you used to be interested in somebody, but the door is closed now. But if it was to open again, you wouldn't be mad. And I'm just like thinking, okay, well, then you're just playing your cards like that. You and this person might break up, and that's just like you shouldn't be talking to other girls about that. Period. I just felt very weird about that conversation. It was just a very weird conversation, and yeah. So that's another thing. You don't have to worry about getting cheated on for real though, and we don't want to get cheated on. You know, I don't think I've ever been cheated on. I have no idea. I hope not. I really hope not, but you never know. This is a time for you to spend finding yourself and really getting to know yourself better than anybody else. And I just think we're looking at it in the wrong perspective. You should be just really trying to look at it differently. That's the most straightforward piece of advice. Take it or leave it, because it's like I said in another episode or another podcast. You can make your own weather. Like, think of it, you're in a car. Stop idolizing social media like couples. It's really easy to get caught up in that. And I'm usually really good about being happy for couples. My one place of weakness is like at the gym though sometimes, because whenever I be seeing those like gym couples and he just puts the weight on like her legs whenever she's about to like shoulder press, I'm like, oh my gosh, I would like literally go in the Hunger Games for that, like District 13, because I would love to have that. But what the hell are you gonna do? Sometimes that's just not in the cards right now, and that's okay. Like, you just have to accept where you're at. That doesn't mean like you're not gonna have those human moments where you're like, oh, I want that. But like, just remember that you're waiting for something that's worth it, and just because they're giving you attention, okay? Like, that's not what we want to do. We don't want to waste somebody else's time. We don't want to waste our own time, and that's just a disrespect to you and the other person. We don't want to waste time on somebody using somebody else's soulmate, okay? Because that is just not cool. Stop comparing your life to social media, because a lot of it is staged. Literally, a lot of it is like scripted. It's okay. Like, a lot of it is photoshopped. A lot of it is just not real. And we fail to realize that, because we are just all so in awe of love. We want love so bad, whenever we just actually realize that we are the love that we are looking for. I will walk around and be so content seeing other people in relationships, like walking on the street holding hands, and I'm like, oh, that's cute, go them, that's really cute. Or like, I'll be sitting behind like a couple of masks, and like they'll have their baby, and I'm just like smiling at them. I'm like, oh my gosh, like they're so cute, like they're family. Like, I just love it. I love that idea. I can't wait to be a wife one day. I can't wait to be in a relationship. I can't wait to have that. But also, like, this time right now is for me. You just have to know that in your heart that this time is for you and for nobody else. And you are never going to get that time back. That is one thing. The one thing that you can never get back is your time. So use it wisely. Use it wisely. I forgot to mention that my name is Elle Kreamer, and I just kind of started rambling because I had a vision, and also I didn't want it to get too dark outside, because whenever I did this, it's like also cold outside. So I was trying to like do this in a little quickie version of how to enjoy being single. I'm a hopeless romantic, and that's another thing. I'm such a hardcore hopeless romantic. The amount of times I've watched Twilight is actually insane. I'm like, oh my gosh, why can't somebody look at me the way Edward looks at Bella? Like, you loco. And I'm just like, bro, why can't I have that? But then also at the same time, I'm like, I don't have to worry about that right now. You're gonna have it one day. Just be patient. Just trust in the timing of your life and trust in God. He likes to give us things that we think we can't handle. People a lot of the time ask me, like, what are you looking for? I'm like, nothing. I'm not looking for anything. If something perfectly falls into my lap that I can't pass up, then okay, so be it. But that's not happening. And these people aren't aligning with my life. These people are just merely people. And I'm a person who's trying to do really good for her, do something that she loves, chase what she loves, even though she doesn't know what it's going to take her to, because I have no idea. But one thing I do know is I am not in the spot to be in a relationship right now. I mean, at least not with the people who asked me to. Like, maybe if it was somebody who like just who I would have to know you. It would be literally, I would have to see it to know. But it hasn't been like that, and that's beautiful, because my life is peaceful. There's birds chirping now. Like, you hear that? Like, I don't hear birds chirping usually, because freaking Snapchat notifications, my Snapchat notifications are drawing it out. Like, getting to hear the birds, like, bro, are you for real right now? That's insane. But I'm really cold, you guys. I hope you learned something from this. This was kind of a random episode. It was kind of an impromptu episode. I didn't have any notes or anything. I kind of just started talking, and I was like, what would I tell a friend? Like, what would I want if I was like on FaceTime with my best friend? which I kind of was earlier. I was on FaceTime with one of my best friends. It's good to be single. You are the love that you put out into the world. So if you're doing good and doing good things, I believe that good karma will come back to you and you will find good. You just have to trust in the timing of your life. It may not be the answer that you were hoping to hear. There's no magical, oh my gosh, Uno reverse. Singlehood, single girl era is great. Like once you have that mindset shift, it is great, but it kind of took me a little time. I mean, maybe it's different for you. Maybe you can just like flip a switch and be like, okay, that was just what I needed to hear. I just needed the hard truth. There's no easy way out of this. You just kind of have to have your own values and get a life, honestly. Like if you don't have a life, if you are constantly waiting for somebody to text you back, like that's kind of sad, honestly. We're not doing that. We're not waiting for somebody else to text us back. We're going to do things that are good for us. We're going chase after our own endeavors because that is what is going to get us far in life. Nobody is going to save you. You came to Earth with just your body, or you're leaving Earth with just your body. Nobody else is coming. As much as that sounds harsh, it's true. I'm just saying that because I love you and I need you to know the truth. But you guys, that is all I have for you today. It's getting dark. I'm getting chillier. It's cold today. It's really cold. I worked this morning for Black Friday at my coffee shop place that I work at. And y'all, I was so cold. I was the runner. Like, you know how they do it at Chick-fil-A where they are the people outside taking orders. We do that too. And it was very cold. So I need to go warm up. But thank you guys so much for listening. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys next Friday. Love you. Bye.